know what Sony had? The Holy Trinity. Leo, Brad, and Margot. Who do you have?
Hello and welcome to Boy Party, the podcast that tackles cinema's most legendary team-ups. Films where two major stars share the screen and battle it out for screen time, toppling the fatter paycheck and the most acclaim. My name is Lucian Wadaley, and I am joined, as always, by my goofball friend. We drive around in a car that looks like a dog together. It's Shane Kelly.
Good evening, my silly friend.
I feel like everything should be like backwards and forwards and upside down and also silly because it's such a silly, goofy film.
Such a silly goofy.
Two films, kind of, we're talking about today. We're talking about Dumb and Dumber and Dumb and Dumber 2. We watched them both, so we may as well talk about both. It's not like they're heavy on story or themes.
Dumb and Dumber and Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber and Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, Dumber and Dumber and Dumber and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
We're not discussing Dumb and Dumber or When Harry Met Lloyd.
No.
I watched it. You didn't. I'll touch upon it briefly. This week, Jim Carrey, Jeff Daniels, the Farrelly Brothers.
Yeah.
All the boys are here. But first, Shane has promised me he has a fun story from work themed around the 2010 film Burlesque, which we once covered on the show. And he hasn't told me yet, so we're going to do this live on air.
This is probably not that exciting, but when I was about to tell you earlier, you were like, save it for the show. Mm-hmm. So prepare to be disappointed. We had like a kind of a biannual internal kind of
It's nice to include people, and not just the gays and the lesbians, but also those
the engineers,
those who swing both ways.
Yeah, of course, the engineers and the economists.
Good biannual event.
Yes. Anyway, they were doing fun audience engagement nonsense where the manager of a certain project would get up, and this is like kind of a town hall event for everyone to get to know what projects we're working on. And at the end of their little presentation of what they do, they were given a prompt to like describe your project with the film.
Okay.
And there's a couple of boring answers first. Someone said Groundhog Day because we're doing the same shit over and over again every day. And then someone said Apollo 13 because whatever, big mission preparation.
Right. Okay.
And eventually someone said the Christina Aguilera and Cher film Burlesque.
Okay.
Because they said this was their favorite film about property law.
That film has an interesting property law element.
It does,
to it.
and this was from the licensing and regulation team.
So remind me what happens. I remember that James Brolin shows up at the end. They have a meeting with him in an office where he reveals that like
I think
the entire time the burlesque club was on land that was going to be knocked down for
a shopping center.
Yeah. But
I think it was something to do with sky rights.
Someone
owned the
sky rights.
Someone owned the land above the shopping center.
Yes.
Or above the burlesque.
I think James Brolin does. He owns that. And they go and they schmooze him, and then he shuts down the shopping center.
Sure.
Brilliant.
Anyway, and they made the point that licensing and regulation is all about being important for knowing your regulation and knowing your rules, and it was a good reflection of the team.
Very good.
So I was amused by that pull.
It's fun. Burlesque doesn't get brought up in conversation that much. So.
No, not at all. So that is someone I need to go make friends with. Or
yeah, exactly. Like, hello, I love burlesque too. Listen to my podcast.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if someone makes a Dumb and Dumber reference next time. I feel like Dumb and Dumber. I feel like teachers in school would be like, you two down the back there, Dumb and Dumber. Like Dumb and Dumber.
Cheeky monkeys.
Yeah. Did Dumb and Dumber supplant Tweedledum and Tweedledee? You know what? It didn't. Tweedledum and Tweedledee is still incredibly omnipresent in Irish political discourse. Yeah. If there are two gobshites in any situation, they are referenced as Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber probably makes more sense.
It's a bit too literal.
Calling people dumb is like just a bit off limits. You can't be saying that. Like,
it's too much of a direct film reference. Like Tweedledum and Tweedledee are kind of mythical creatures at this point.
They're not mythical. Well, they're from a book.
Yeah, I know.
But it's royalty free, I suppose.
Yeah. It's public domain. Public domain insults only.
Yeah, they were making Dumb and Dumber in the last 12 years, so I guess it's a bit different. God, we're in 8 years' time. The same amount of time will have passed since Dumb and Dumber 2 came out as had passed between Dumb and Dumber and Dumb and Dumber 2.
In 8 years?
In 8 years.
Come on now.
Isn't that mad?
That's a long time.
I don't think that's a long time.
It is. I'll be 36.
Can
you imagine me when I'm 36?
No.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be
We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it.
Not going to make it.
Then
We're never going to get to the equivalent time
Yeah.
after Dumb and
Dumb
Dumber
and Dumber
2
3.
as came before.
So what? The guys be in their 70s in Dumb and Dumber 3.
That was Dumb and Dumber 2.
So would it be a proper? No.
It'd be Dumb and Dumber 2 with 2 O's.
Oh, sure. But it'd be like them in their 70s and they'd just be properly old. It'd be like when Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau were doing like Grumpier Old Men and Odd Couple 2 and they were proper octogenarians.
No, after watching Dumb and Dumber 2, I don't necessarily want a third one.
Oh, no, absolutely not. No. Should not happen. Should not be made.
No.
Dumb and Dumber was one of Jim Carrey's 3 massive hit movies in 1994.
Yep.
And last year, there was a fun factoid shared on the internet that for the first time since 1994, an actor had been the lead of 3 films, 3 number 1 box office hit movies in a calendar year.
Yeah.
And that actor, was it Matt Damon? Was it Tom Cruise? Was it Robert Downey Jr.? Was it Scarlett Johansson? No, my friends, it was Mason Thames. Mason Thames was what? Supposedly the lead of How to Train Your Dragon, the lead of Black Phone 2, and the lead of Regretting You, which were all number 1 movies in the year 2025. Now, I've seen one of those. I would not consider him the lead or anything close to the lead of Regretting You. And Black Phone 2 is a movie with Ethan Hawke's face on the poster that says Ethan Hawke, Black Phone 2. So, as far as I'm concerned, Mason Thames is not the lead of those 2. But they were, his publicist was pretending that he had been the first person since Jim Carrey to do this. And it is kind of crazy that since 1994, nobody has seemingly been able to beat Jim Carrey's record.
Do people just not make Anne Hathaway this year, potentially?
It would, for that to be the case, it would require...
Oh, sorry, she's not the lead of the Odyssey.
She's not the lead of the Odyssey. So and Mother Mary has not number
Mother
1.
Mary hasn't.
So that's off the board.
I think, okay,
so
never mind.
it would require
Verity
and End of Oak Street to both go to number 1.
Yeah.
And for us to accept that she is the lead of The Devil Wears Prada 2 despite being second billed. She is. She obviously
is the lead.
is.
Yeah,
She
of
obviously
course.
is the lead,
Yeah.
but being second billed. Anyway,
Sorry, yeah. Never
it's
mind.
just interesting. You're right though. She's got a better chance.
Ben Stiller 04.
Ben Stiller 04. Interesting. Let's pull it up, folks. Let's pull it up. So I'm top of my head. We got Dodgeball, Along Came Polly, Starsky and Hutch,
Fockers is that year, no?
and Fockers. Interesting.
So does this have to open at
very
number 1 or just be at number 1 for any given?
Open at number 1, probably.
Yeah.
Along Came Polly, Starsky and Hutch, Envy, Dodgeball, and Meet the Fockers were all the same year. Are you telling me 3 of those weren't number 1 when they opened? I guess not. I guess Along Came Polly made almost $200 million. So, God, if we still had Box Office Mojo, this would be so
I think
good.
2004 was just a big year for money-making movies.
So some of these just didn't hit number 1 because there was too many other hits. They were all huge hits, though. I mean, Starsky and Hutch made almost $200 million. Envy made $14 million. Wow, Envy was a disaster.
Yeah, fuck
Jesus
Envy.
Christ, because it's one of the worst films I've ever seen.
I think so.
And then obviously Meet the Fockers is the biggest comedy of all time. So,
Yeah.
Devil Wears Prada 2, biggest comedy opening weekend since 2015.
We calling that a comedy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think what else are you gonna call a comedy in this day and age? If that's not a comedy, what is?
Yeah, fine.
It's a light, frothy movie. We've talked about it enough. You can check out our Devil Wears Prada 2 episode, folks. It's available on the feed. So Jim Carrey does these 3 movies in 1994 and is therefore declared the king of movies. Henceforth.
Henceforth.
And he's the biggest star in the world for the next couple of years. So it's interesting because obviously Ace Ventura and The Mask are both Jim Carrey is this guy. The whole movie is his personality. So Dumb and Dumber is an interesting case where you're actually dividing the attention with another guy. And Jeff Daniels clearly does have a nice career around this time, but he never ascends to the heights of Jim Carrey. And within 6, 7, 8 years has already sort of downgraded to supporting actor. So it's kind of funny to think that when the sequel comes back around, they are treated as though they are the 2 boys, the iconic duo. And by 2014, the fame levels between these 2 were so disproportionate. That I almost wonder if you could have gotten away with making Dumb and Dumber 2 without Jeff Daniels if you needed to, and people wouldn't even have noticed. Which is such a shame because he's brilliant in this.
As in, replace him or just do a Lloyd Christmas movie?
Either or.
Yeah.
A Lloyd Christmas movie set around the holidays.
Yeah.
Sorry,
what's the joke is? Oh, Lloyd Christmas, like the holiday. He's like, no, like the tree.
Yes. What were we watching the other day where they go, have you never heard of Christmas? Oh, it's Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yes.
She goes, haven't you people heard of Christmas?
How do people buy these $5,000 bags?
Yeah. Haven't you heard of Christmas? So you feel kind of bad because you're like, well, Jim Carrey started getting paid $20-25 million to do these comedies, and like Jeff Daniels kind of just.
I would like to see the pay breakdown for this.
Well, I'd like to see the pay breakdown for the second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jeff Daniels tried to pull some shit where he was like, I won't do it unless we're paid the same. Yeah. And they were like, go fuck yourself. Like, we'll replace you. We'll just replace you with Rob Riggle and nobody will care. I don't think it's true. I think people would care.
They would.
Daniels is so good in this. He's so funny in these.
I
think he's like...
They're an iconic duo.
They are an iconic duo. But why has Jeff Daniels never really done another role like this? Like, he uses this comedy persona and these skills in his other work, and he certainly uses this stuff in the Will McAvoy role. But I don't think that he's done a lot of comedies where it's like Jeff Daniels is being silly the way that Jim Carrey is in like 50 movies.
Maybe he just doesn't have the range.
But I don't want him to have the range. I'm saying he should have just done the same thing again. He could have done the same thing over and over again the way Jim Carrey has.
I don't know, but outside of this context, are you getting into Simple Jack territory? Like,
maybe.
Is there a fine line?
Well, unfortunately, Dumb and Dumber, When Harry Met Lloyd, recontextualizes this movie and explicitly states that both of these men are intellectually disabled. And the plot of that movie is that their school sets up a class for the two of them in order to get extra funding from the government. And the movie just purely is like, yeah, these guys have something wrong with them. And you're like, oh, that's kind of sad. Maybe we shouldn't be laughing at them.
Why can't we just have normal dumb guys?
But they have each other.
They do have each
other.
other.
It's nice to have normal dumb guys. That's what I like about SpongeBob, is that it has just guys who are dumb, and that's that.
Yeah.
And the idea in the 2000s that everyone was like, SpongeBob and Patrick, they're actually gay if you think about it, or SpongeBob and Patrick, there's actually something wrong with them, and it's
autistic.
Like, they're just
we don't need to diagnose.
No, they're just
stupid
funny.
guys.
They're just silly, stupid, funny guys.
Because being stupid is valid and
100%
completely fine.
I realized watching Dumb and Dumber again with you last week,
Yeah.
it has the exact same plot as the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
A little bit, yeah.
It's crazy, and the idea that like they have to go on this quest in this funny vehicle that looks like a thing in order to return a thing to its owner. And there's a
what did they return in
Sorry, they have to retrieve King Neptune's crown.
Yes.
And they have to stop along the way. There's a scene in this where they stop at like a bar full of scary motorbike guys, exactly the same as the bubble blowing buddies will be beaten senseless. And they're both lusting after this beautiful woman, and it's ultimately about like the beautiful friendship that exists between these two extremely simple-minded men. Incredibly similar story to SpongeBob SquarePants movie. We first meet them. Lloyd is working as a limo driver, picking people up at the airport.
Yes.
And Harry is working as a dog washer in a funny dog car.
Sure.
And they live together in Providence, Rhode Island, which feels like a place that only exists in Farrelly Brothers movies.
Sounds like a very real place.
Yes, it is a real place.
I'm sure
I'm saying I've only ever seen films set there that are like this one.
Maybe everyone who lives there is like
it's the size of
Harry
Galway. Yeah, maybe. It's got the same population as Galway.
No way.
So the woman leaves her plane in she leaves her motorbike in the... What the fuck? She leaves her suitcase in the car. She leaves her motorbike.
No, she doesn't. That is not the plot of this at all.
Okay, you talk.
The plot of this is she has a briefcase because she needs to pay a ransom of sorts.
Yes.
And her instructions are to leave the briefcase in the airport and someone will come and pick it up.
Yes.
And what happens is Lloyd drops her off at the airport. He's in love with this woman because he thinks she's very beautiful.
Yes.
So he kind of follows her into the airport a little bit, just in a perverse kind of way.
Yeah.
And he sees her drop the suitcase as part of the drop.
Yes.
But he's like, she has lost that. I'm going to grab it and bring it back to her. So he intercepts the handoff for the ransom.
Yes.
And proceeds to travel across the country to find her in Aspen.
There you go.
Where she is skiing.
Yes. So there's a big skiing chunk of the film.
Yeah.
And then it ends up with like a standoff with the mobster guys.
It does.
who were played by Karen Duffy and Mike Starr. Mike Starr is the big heavy guy. He's pretty fun. He's in Goodfellas. He's got a stomach ulcer. He's taking pills for a stomach ulcer the whole film. The beautiful woman is played by an actress called Lauren Holly, American-Canadian actress. And the movie ends with the boys being like loud on the side of a road, My Own Private Idaho style.
Yes.
And a bus of bikini models pulls up and is like, boys, we need 2 guys to grease us up with oil before
on our bikini tour.
Yeah, and the boys are like, hope you find them.
No, they're like, wait a minute. There's a town just down the road. There's definitely 2 guys there. And they take off, and then they're like, what the fuck? Why did we do that? And they run back, and they're like,
yeah,
actually, sorry, the town is the other way, guys.
Yes. I can't think of any other specific jokes in this film that I liked, which I think is...
do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Oh, that is very good. That's straight out of SpongeBob.
I know.
I think...
well, like, this came before SpongeBob.
Of course. I think there's a lot of very good jokes in this, and, like, it's thoroughly funny throughout.
I agree.
It's, like, a really good comedy, but I can't necessarily, like, pull jokes from memory.
They give the mob guy a chili in his burger.
Yes, that's good. Yeah.
Good gags there.
They're
going nuts with the ketchup and mustard.
Yeah, the second half is funnier than the first half.
Do you think so?
I think so. I think it gets funnier later on.
And the unusual thing about this is it is 2 hours long.
Yes,
and I think the additional 20 minutes compared to a traditional comedy is once they reach the skiing village, the plot pivots.
Yes.
To Harry hanging out with the lady in question.
Yes.
And it gets into this weird relationship dynamic of she is very fond of him.
Yeah.
And kind of seems to think he's a charming young man.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey Lloyd is off on another date by accident. Yeah, it just kind of deviates from the main plot for 20 minutes.
That you could have cut out. But it is funny.
It is funny.
I'm glad it's in there.
It's absolutely funny.
This movie was made for a budget of $17 million. And it grossed $247 million.
Wonderful stuff.
Insane.
Justifiably so.
This was the last Jim Carrey movie ever that he wasn't paid
more than $17 million.
Yeah. So that's like they got him cheap, and then they were never going to do that ever again. So they squeezed in just in time. And the sequel then comes out exactly 20 years later. In between, you have Dumb and Dumber When Harry Met Lloyd. Now, this is 2003, so this is right in between the two movies. This movie was not Farrelly Brothers, and it does not star Jim and Jeff. They obviously couldn't get Jim and Jeff, so they were like, the studio was like, fuck it, we'll just make this thing. And it has a bit of a sort of American Pie vibe to it. It's
SpongeBob back to camp or whatever came out this year.
Yeah, Camp Carl.
Or Camp Carl.
It's a bit of an American Pie high school thing. Literally, Eugene Levy is in it. Luis Guzman, Mimi Rogers, whatever. I thought it was okay.
Sorry, I had a weird brief moment there when you said Louise. I thought you were saying Louise, like the Irish woman's name.
Yeah. Luis Guzman. Sorry. I thought the two guys playing Harry and Lloyd in this were very good. I thought they looked like Jim and Jeff, and they were doing good impressions of them. I thought it was totally harmless. It's not good, but it's like harmless, and I think it's better than Dumb and Dumber 2. Because at least it's like got some original jokes, and it's not just playing on recycled stuff. And there's good shitting jokes in it, and I don't know, I was kind of into it. I thought it was kind of enjoyable.
I only dropped in and out when you were watching this. I didn't see the entire thing.
It's not official, so it's not canon. 2014, then you have Dumb and Dumber 2, and Dumb and Dumber 2 comes out when Jim Carrey has effectively retired from making movies for. Well, he's not retired, but he's let's just say like Popper's Penguins is 3 years ago. And then Burt Wonderstone and Kick-Ass 2 were the year before. Now, we obviously did an episode on The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, which is one of our most forgotten episodes ever. And it was a waste to do Jim Carrey with that movie.
It really was.
And he's not even the co-leader.
Sorry, that was our third episode?
No. It was like our 11th episode.
Oh, I think it was in like the top first 5.
No.
Maybe not.
No. I'll tell you our first 5 episodes. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Post, The Philadelphia Story, Central Intelligence, and The Heat.
Oh, of course.
Then we did Philadelphia, Intermission, A Star Is Born, and then we did Incredible Burt Wonderstone.
Okay.
But he's clearly like losing interest here in starring in movies because he's just done these 2 supporting roles, and then they do this. But Daniels is on this weird upswing where he's just won an Emmy for The Newsroom.
Yep.
Newsroom season 3 is being broadcast when Dumb and Dumber 2 comes out.
Yeah.
And I was at the peak of my Jeff Daniels fandom.
And TV was the new movies at this stage.
TV was the new movies. And, I mean, Jeff Daniels was giving one of the greatest performances in the history of acting on HBO's The Newsroom.
Of course.
And they dropped this movie, and him and Jim Carrey went on the Graham Norton show. And I remember being like, this is wild. That, like, Jeff Daniels is over there doing The Newsroom and, like, getting all his TV awards, but now he's back in movie mainstream on the Graham Norton show, which Jeff Daniels would never be on if he wasn't there with Jim Carrey promoting Dumb and Dumber 2. So just Jim Carrey was kind of pulling Jeff Daniels up into the A-list for a brief little moment. And then Jeff Daniels, off of this kind of 2014 buzz around him, leads to him showing up the following year in Steve Jobs and The Martian. And I think that role in The Martian is like only something that he only gets cast in that role in 2015. You'd get somebody more famous a year earlier or a year later for that part, probably.
There's a lot of guys who kind of fit his mold, I think, that are that kind of just go through the rotation.
When he gets cast in things, especially in feature films now, I think you can safely assume he's probably the third or fourth person they ask.
Like he's probably a step down from Bryan Cranston.
He's stepped down from Bryan Cranston. Something that has probably helped his career is that Alec Baldwin doesn't really get work anymore. Yeah. And I think Alec Baldwin was probably taking a lot of Jeff Daniels' parts. And like now he's probably jumped up a notch. You're right. Cranston's definitely a step above him. I don't know if John Hamm and him are playing, like, are they going for the same parts?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. But
like I can conceive of Jeff Daniels doing the Bryan Cranston role in the studio kind of thing.
100%. He could also do the Bryan Cranston role in Argo, you know?
Yeah.
He could do a lot of these roles. He could probably do a lot of John Goodman parts.
John Goodman, yeah.
There's a lot of any of those kinds of 90s comedy guys who are also great actors.
Bridges?
Not really. Jeff Bridges is a lot older and is a lot more respected and has an Oscar.
Yeah.
And I think is just more of a leading man. But anyway, it's interesting.
True.
Jeff Daniels is this weird kind of like gray area that he exists in between being a movie actor and a TV actor and a star and a character actor has kind of been an obsession of mine for like the last 13, 14 years because I didn't know who he was until The Newsroom started. And I was immediately like, well, this is now one of my favorite actors. This is such an incredible performance. I love that performance. I love that character. I talk about that fucking character every single day. I think that the mannerisms that he has on that show are probably omnipresent in my conversational style in my life.
Sure.
I think I watched that show multiple times between the ages of 14 and 16, and it really influenced
you are
how I talk.
consistently referencing the boat in our backyard for some reason.
I mean, it's my favorite line of dialogue ever written.
Yeah.
He's hiding in a... I'm just trying my best impression. He's hiding in a boat in someone's backyard. I'd like some confirmation on that before I say it on TV.
We do quote the Newsroom a lot. It's timeless. It's universal.
He's so good on that show, and he anchors the entire thing. And he's literally like, there's a fucking scene where like they just cut to him sitting at his desk in between while the ads are on the show, and he's like, gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. He's just singing Friday by Rebecca Black. It's so good. I love The Newsroom dearly. Obviously got to live the dream last year and meet Thomas Sadowski and tell him how much I love The Newsroom, and clearly has an important place in his heart. Jeff Daniels retweeted me once. Quote tweeted me once. He won an Emmy for I believe for The Looming Tower, or no, he won an Emmy for Godless the same year, and he beat Michael Stuhlbarg, who was up for The Looming Tower as supporting, right?
Yeah.
And I tweeted something like, "Oh, great to see Daniels win, but like Stuhlbarg is the GOAT," or something. And Jeff Daniels like quote tweeted me and was like, "Agreed." So that was fun. But yeah, Daniels just like perpetual TV actor now.
No, he has got a film coming out.
Oh fuck yeah, the fake movie we're never gonna see in a
He's
cinema.
playing President Ronald Reagan.
He is in an Angel Studios release called The Brink of War. Working title, Reykjavik.
Bringing back our favorite Russian actor, Jared Harris.
Hello, I am Jared Harris. I am Mikhail Gorbachev. This would be a guaranteed boy party episode if it was being released by a real studio.
Yeah.
But fortunately, it's an Angel Studios film, and it will never come out in this country.
No.
Stars Jeff
What
Daniels.
if we watch it and it's good?
Then it'll be highly featured in our roundup at the end of the year.
Fine.
Jeff Daniels, Ronald Reagan, Jared Harris as Mikhail Gorbachev, and J.K. Simmons as George Shultz, and of course, Hope Davis is Nancy Reagan. It is illegal to cast Jeff Daniels as a powerful man without having Hope Davis as his wife at the end of the phone. It is truly insane. Like, you're probably not even thinking of this. They were in the original production of Carnage on Broadway together.
Oh,
they
no.
played the Christoph Waltz and the fucking Kate Winslet parts. And Gandolfini and Marcia Gay Harden played the other two parts. Then they were lovers on the Newsroom. I swear to God, I've seen them in like 3 other shows as a couple, and now they're in this. It's insane.
She has a gun in the Newsroom. That's the...
Hope Davis?
Yeah.
She has a gun in the Newsroom.
Isn't that the plot of one of the episodes I remember?
Why does she have a gun?
I don't know. She goes home with Jeff Daniels and he's like rooting through her bag and he's like, why do you have a gun? And it sparks a gun control episode.
The Newsroom, they're just like, what if we have an episode where Jeff Daniels is sleeping with Hope Davis? What if we have an episode where Jeff Daniels is sleeping with Marcia Gay Harden? And I'm like, yes, keep going. Elizabeth Marvell, Carrie Coon, Ann Dowd. Let's get through all the great stage actresses. Ultimately, he ends up with Emily Mortimer on that show.
Spoiler.
Emily Mortimer now directing an Alison Oliver Yura Borisov movie called Dennis that is maybe my most anticipated movie of all time. About a I guess Irish student who goes to Russia in the 90s and falls in love with a poet. That just sounds phenomenal.
It's kind of your dream life, and
it is my dream life.
Another world.
But he's doing that movie, but otherwise it's like TV up the wazoo. Like, the man, since the Newsroom ended, he's done Godless, which was this fucking western with Jack O'Connell. Like, I watched a little bit.
Is he into Taylor Sheridan? Like,
he's just avoiding entering the Taylor Sheridan world.
Is he slightly too powerful that he can drive his own thing? No.
Sure, Taylor Sheridan's making shit with fucking Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, Billy Bob Thornton is probably on that list of people
of
Jeff
kind of funny, wacky guys.
So he will be in a Taylor Sheridan show in the next 3 years, I'd say. But he's just narrowly avoiding it.
Has he done a Fargo?
He hasn't done a Fargo. I'll tell you what he did. He did Looming Tower, which was a big deal for me at the time and was ultimately a bit of a nothing. There is a scene in that where he goes to a pub in Manchester and he dances to Come On Eileen, which is good.
Gotcha.
Then he does the Comey Rule, which is just like fake Sorkin, where Brendan Gleeson plays Trump and he plays James Comey.
The Looming Tower and the Comey Rule.
2 episodes. It's literally just 2 episodes. It's just the two of them sitting across the table from each other being like, Mr. Trump, I've seen your files. And Brendan Gleeson be like, no files. There are no files.
That really didn't last as an image in the culture at all.
The Comey shit? No, not at all.
No, just our Gleeson as Trump.
Oh, not at all.
Nobody remembers that.
No, not at all. Because like the Apprentice came out way too soon after.
Yeah.
Then he's in 2 seasons of a show called American Rust that my parents really liked.
As opposed to Alec Baldwin's regular Rust.
Yeah, you'll never believe it. Also starring in this show, Bill Camp. God, Bill Camp in a show with Jeff Daniels. It's impossible.
No way.
So that's about a police chief in a Rust Belt town in Pennsylvania. Boring. My parents watched it. Then he was in a Netflix show called A Man in Full about a real estate mogul in Atlanta defending his empire. I mean, this sounds okay. Diane Lane and Lucy Liu and wait, this can't be true. Bill Camp is in this show. I need to also point out Bill Camp is in The Looming Tower as well.
Yeah.
And then he is now in Shrinking as a guest star, and he is about to appear in the morning show season 5 as a billionaire.
We have never been so absolutely 100% going to watch a season of TV. As the morning show season 5.
Sure, who else did they add there last week? There was somebody else. Well, Lizzie Kaplan joined it today. Naomi Watts? I think that rings a bell. I think so.
With current husband?
No, you're right. It's not Naomi Watts. I'm getting mixed up because of the marriage to Crudo.
Yeah.
I'm getting mixed up. But yeah, I mean, anyway, Daniels' film career as a leading man, like this is the same year as Speed, in which he is a kind of a fake co-lead that most people I think know this, gets killed off in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a very good use of him. Previous to this, he's been in a couple of amazing movies. I mean, his first film is the film Ragtime, which is the Milos Forman film, which Jimmy Cagney is in.
Oh,
Jeff Daniels' first film, James Cagney's in.
Gosh.
And then he's got a pretty big role in terms of Endearment. Like, he's in multiple like Best Picture winners and nominees over the years. Like, he's in terms of Endearment. And then his third film in 1985 is Woody Allen's The Purple Rose of Cairo, which is maybe the greatest film of all time, where he plays a fucking. So basically, Mia Farrow is like this depressed woman in the Depression. She goes to the cinema. And he plays this handsome archaeologist called Tom Baxter, who's in the movie. And then he walks out of the cinema screen and into her life.
Yes.
But then what happens, because Woody Allen is like, let's go one step further with this premise, is that he is now missing from the movie, so the studio has to get him to go back into the movie because they can't show the movie in cinemas while the character is hanging around with Mia Farrow in the real world.
Right, okay.
It is absolutely brilliant. It's so funny. He's fantastic in it. He ends up playing the character and the actor, and it's two great performances. He's so good. Purple Heart Cairo is a masterpiece. Everyone should check it out.
I'll watch that.
It's so good. I'll watch it with you. And then 86, he's in the Jonathan Demme movie Something Wild, which I know when I got into the newsroom, my dad was like, all right, we're watching Something Wild.
Yeah.
And it's him and Melanie Griffith, who is, of course, Dakota Johnson's mother. And she's like a crazy, sexy woman who like comes into his life one day. He's like a boring fucker who works in a bank.
He seems to attract those types.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna take you on an adventure, but they're being chased by like her scary ex, Ray Liotta, and he's great in that, and he's doing a lot of the silly slapstick goofy stuff that he does so well in Dumb and Dumber. He's in Arachnophobia, a movie that I will never watch, of course, but I respect the fact that there is no spiders on the poster. It is a nice treat for arachnophobes like me.
Yeah, it's pretty reflective of naming your film about a fear. It's a good acknowledge. It respects the title.
Yes, exactly. I wish that other spider films would do the same.
They just don't respect arachnophobia.
Yeah. God, I gotta watch this. A movie he's in. This is a boy party. It's him and Michael Richards, who plays Kramer on Seinfeld. It's called Trial and Error. And Charlize Theron is in it. It looks pretty good. Anyway, The Hours, another big Oscar movie that he's in. And then 2005, Noah Baumbach casts him as effectively his own father in The Squid and the Whale, which is a great movie. And as I pointed out to you, he went from playing Anna Paquin's father, or at least father figure, in the movie Fly Away Home, to then having an affair with Anna Paquin in Squid and the Whale, which is a little bit creepy, but he's great in that film.
Okay. Not creepy on his behalf. It's not his fault.
It's creepy to think about how actors can play different parts and the dynamics are different. No.
In our heads of parasocial relationships,
in our heads of
with
these people being real,
Jeff Daniels being real, which of course he's not.
Which is not. Orvie, many people in Orvie. I think he's second bill though.
Many people do acknowledge Orvie as a film.
Orvie does exist, yes.
Yeah.
He's like the villain in this weird Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Matthew Good crime movie called The Lookout. He's basically in that, plays the exact same role that he plays in Looper, which is just like scary
admin guy, mob boss type.
Like scary mob boss who sits behind a desk and has the power to like chop off your fingers.
Yeah.
And there's some weird like torturing shit he does in Looper. He tortures Paul Dano by like cutting off his limbs, and then they start disappearing in the future, I think. I don't like Looper at all.
No, it sucks.
But again, it was like
it's an idea.
No, it's not.
Kind of is.
I don't think it is.
It's poorly executed.
I actually think I don't know.
It exists in the Tenet level of
we talked about it. Did we talk about it? Oh, we're talking to Dave about it.
I was talking about Looper.
About Knives Out, and I think it came up then. Interesting fact is that he voices the character of Zartog in the first Space Chimps movie. And I am very well known for telling people that Space Chimps 2 Zartog Strikes Back is my least favorite film of all time.
Yeah.
Certainly the worst film I've ever seen in a cinema. But it must be said that in the film Space Chimps 2 Zartog Strikes Back, in which Zartog is obviously the titular role, Zartog is actually recast, and John DiMaggio from Futurama plays Zartog, not Jeff Daniels. I like the idea that Space Chimps 2 was so cheap.
John DiMaggio
couldn't even afford to bring back Jeff Daniels.
Do you know what? I bet Jeff Daniels brought that to the Dumb and Dumber 2 negotiations, where he was like, "Look what happens when you don't bring me back for a sequel.
Space Chimps 2.
You get the worst. You get Space Chimps 2."
Exactly. I don't remember him being in State of Play. He plays a character called George Fergus.
Everyone's in State of Play.
Everyone is in State of Play.
Yeah. Bill Camp is in State of Play.
Is he?
No, I don't know. Probably not. Probably.
He would be if it was made now.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Howl where James Franco plays Allen Ginsberg, and in the third act of that film, it just turns into a Jeff Daniels, John Hamm legal drama where the two of them are shouting about whether the famous beat poem Howl should be illegal or not. And it's, for a brief moment, an interesting film after being incredibly uninteresting for the previous 90
John Hamm
minutes.
coming back for Morning Show Season 5? Is he an established character in there now?
Yeah, he pops in and out.
Yeah.
But he's doing multiple seasons of Our Friends and Neighbors where he plays the world's #1 blank check podcast listener. So, the last little moment of Jeff Daniels' post-Newsroom movie run is that he's the bad guy in the third Divergent film. Ugh. They never make the fourth one.
Yeah.
And the man has been in 4 feature films in the last 10 years. And one of them is something I've never heard of called Adam. One of them is something that...
Sorry, is that an Angel Studios Adam and
no,
Eve
it's
type
like
thing?
an Aaron Paul thing.
Oh.
One of them is a film that he wrote himself and is directed by alleged child molester Timothy Busfield called Guest Artist.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one is The Catcher Was a Spy with Paul Rudd. But Jeff Daniels has retired from movies.
Yeah, he kind of only shows up in things now when he can wear a long black coat.
Yeah, and it's kind of insane. Like, if you told me in 2015 when I went to see the Steve Jobs and Martian 2 consecutive Saturdays. If you told me on those 2 consecutive Saturdays, this is the last time you will ever see Jeff Daniels' face on a cinema screen, I would have been so upset. And it was true. Dumb and Dumber 2, not very good. 2014.
No, it gets sinister.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of sinister comedy in this.
No,
era.
Yes, I agree. It's the Farrelly Brothers at this point have like gotten into kind of a weird lecherous space. I really did not care for the daughter character and how she was depicted.
No,
they're like, look at this 22-year-old bombshell. She's not even 19-year-old bombshell idiot.
Who's kind of just tricked into taking her clothes off and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't make the dumb person the object of sexual desire.
No,
I think it just
terrible.
lends itself to being kind of creepy and inappropriate.
I agree. No, not a fan.
But yeah, like comedy in the 90s.
It's a bit Dan Schneider coded, like.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know, like comedy in the 90s, it just got progressively more edgy into just kind of getting inappropriate or whatever. And I feel like this is probably an era of a lot of Bob Odenkirk's prison movie was probably around then.
Oh, 100%.
Get Hard was probably out.
Yeah, you're right.
Around
just this kind of like nasty macho shit that's just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Whereas when Dumb and Dumber 1 was made, I don't think that was really the
It was
vibe.
still kind of like Seinfeld, I Hate My Wife humor, which is less aggressively...
100%.
Yeah.
Well, Dumb and Dumber 2 it cost $50 million, but it made 170. So it was a hit.
But just on the comedy front, I think we're looping back around being spearheaded by the Sandler daughters into...
I agree.
Back into good territory.
Healthier
that is funny.
attitude. Yeah. No, I agree. And there's more female writers working today. I think Roommates was written by a woman, and I think that makes a big difference. I mean, I don't think there were any comedies being written by women in the early 2000s. But I watched a couple of the Jim Carrey comedies this week that I hadn't seen before. Me, Myself, and Irene is a Farrelly movie as well. I think that film is absolutely dreadful. And Jim Carrey's in some really bad comedies in the 2000s. And like Ben Stiller and Adam Sandler, the standard is so much higher than Jim Carrey. It's
just
crazy.
Like as a baseline.
Yeah, like the
think
average. Like obviously Ben Stiller is in a couple of really bad films around this time, like Envy and Dodgeball. But I think that the Jim Carrey and Eddie Murphy thing, like that,
much more boom or bust.
Oh my god! Like there's a reason why the two of them fell off completely and don't make films anymore. Like the average quality is quite bad, whereas like Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller are reliable actors. There's a reason why we are drawn to them more.
Base is probably kind of like normal guy in funny situation rather than Jim Carrey is the weirdness. Is the weird guy in a normal situation.
I know, I guess.
So maybe that just
Jim Carrey's thing gets tired very fast, and like the movies completely live or die by how good the character is. Like Ace Ventura is a pretty good character, and the Cable Guy is a pretty good character. The characters he plays in Liar Liar, Me, Myself, and Irene, Bruce Almighty, Fun and Dick and Jane, I Love You, Philip Morris, Yes Man. These are not good characters. They're really one-dimensional. The scripts are just depending on his gurning and his face acting to bring the funny. Yeah. And as a result, the movies just aren't funny and aren't memorable.
Yeah, like one thing I was thinking of is we noticed a distinction between Zoolander 1 and Zoolander 2 that removing the kind of sane character, what's that actress's name?
Christine Taylor.
Removing Christine Taylor. Yeah. Completely destroyed the film because it was led by the two idiots.
Yes, I agree.
Whereas this functions fine, and I guess is there just sufficient kind of normal people interacting with them
Or do there's enough,
Or are they just
there's enough kind of kindness in them
I think
that
so.
it's okay watching them act insane and stupid because there's a warmth there. Whereas Jim Carrey and Me, Myself, and Irene spends about 70% of that movie being a really nasty, aggressive character. And you're like, I don't want to watch this guy. And I don't want to watch him be mean to Renee Zellweger. I don't want to watch her do her stupid, annoying faces.
I think for as stupid as they are, you are laughing with them most of the time.
Yeah,
because they are having fun and they are enjoying themselves without really hurting anyone else.
They love life. They love each other. There's friendship and a joie de vivre going on.
Yeah.
Whereas in some of these other Jim Carrey movies, and definitely in Eddie Murphy movies, Eddie Murphy is always playing really mean-spirited characters. Who
like I think
hates other people.
Everyone in Norbit is fucking miserable.
Everyone in 1,000 Words, like everyone around Eddie Murphy hates Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy hates everybody else. And you're just like, I'm not happy watching this. On the other hand, I did watch for the first time Man on the Moon, which I'd never seen, which is the one like Jim Carrey great performance I'd never seen, because obviously I love Truman Show and I love Eternal Sunshine, and then of course I am a special place in my heart for his great performance in A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Yep.
But a Man on the Moon, he plays Andy Kaufman, and you might recall Andy Kaufman being played by Nicholas Braun.
Oh, I remember.
In Saturday Night.
Yeah.
And yes, we do get to watch him do the Mighty Mouse skit all over again in this film. But this is a film about him, basically, his sort of, I guess, mental health struggles and eventual death from cancer at a very young age. And it's a really sad film. And again, directed by Milos Forman. And it's really sad. And they surround Jim Carrey with guys from Andy Kaufman's real life. Lorne Michaels plays himself in this movie. Danny DeVito, who worked with Andy Kaufman, is in the movie playing a different guy.
Yeah.
But it feels very loving towards the real guy, and Jim Carrey is obviously obsessed with the guy. As far as I'm aware, Jim Carrey kind of went method for this and drove everybody crazy. I think there's a documentary on Netflix called Jim and Andy where Jim Carrey really did make everyone's lives hell when they were making this. Yeah. But it's a very good performance, and he drops a lot of his annoying shtick and really turns into this other annoying guy with a different shtick, which is interesting. It's interesting to watch Jim Carrey abandon his own ticks and adopt somebody else's. I'd like to see a lot of these comedy stars do that, where they have to play a guy who is an even bigger personality than they are. I think that's what Eddie Murphy did in Dolomite Is My Name that people liked so much. But yeah, it's good. It's a good film, and it belongs in that little mini Mount Rushmore of times Jim Carrey was actually good. I mean, Jim Carrey, as of right now, all you need to know is that one of my coworkers said to me the other day, "Oh no, do you think he'll ever act again?" And I said, he is acting. He's about to do Sonic the Hedgehog 4. And they were like, doesn't really count. And yeah, the only films Jim Carrey has made in the last 10 years are the 4 Sonic the Hedgehog movies. His only other film prior to that was Dark Crimes.
I haven't seen them, but I heard he's solid
in Sonic. Yeah, he's great. He's playing 2 characters now. He has a funny mustache and he dances. He's doing the Jack Black in Minecraft type shot.
I guess so.
But he did that show Kidding for 2 seasons, which really wasn't good. And I think, unfortunately, kind of summed up a lot of what people don't want from Jim Carrey anymore, which is man, you just seem kind of depressed and everything. I don't really want to watch you be depressed.
Go back to clown funny man.
He's just unfortunately, it's like if I don't want to be kind of disrespectful here, but it's like if Robin Williams had lived another 10 years but wasn't happier. It's you seem to really have some issues, but they're coming across in your work, and maybe you don't need to share that with us.
You unfortunately did get me on April Fool's Day for a couple of seconds with fake Jim Carrey dead.
Jim Carrey dead April Fool's joke always works.
It always works.
Unfortunately, yeah. I hope Jim Carrey lives a long and happy life. And you know what? I think Jim Carrey at this point probably is going to live a long and happy life, because he seems to spend a lot of his time doing paintings of George Bush and Trump, and I think he just seems to have mellowed out a bit.
Now, is he in the Steve Carell territory where he can't really play dramatic roles?
No, I disagree, because I think Eternal Sunshine and Truman Show are 2 of the great performances. I don't agree. I think he's exhibited 2 cases where he's done amazing dramatic work.
Do you not consider the Truman Show to be
perhaps
of a gimmick?
There's maybe an argument there.
Same with the.
But I think Eternal Sunshine is a purely dramatic performance. That's a performance that
No, fine. Yeah, I agree.
That's
but there is kind of sci-fi funny elements to it.
There is, but he's not doing jokes in that film. He's playing a really unhappy person.
He is.
I think he does it without leaning into any caricature. And I mean, it's incredible.
Like, is the Truman Show not him doing SpongeBob to an extent? Maybe
only at the start.
Only at the start. Okay.
The start is, yes, his routine. I'm ready to go to work. Blah blah blah. But by the end of the Truman Show, he becomes a completely different character once he learns who he really is.
Yeah. I'm just kind of thinking like Beautiful Boy would have been worse with Jim Carrey.
Oh, horrendous. No, Jim Carrey doing any of those schmaltzy
That's what I mean. I don't
Oscar-bait
think he can...
Steve Carell parts would be awful. The last thing I would want from Jim Carrey now is to attempt a Brendan Fraser in The Whale style Oscar bait.
No. What we do need from Jim Carrey is normal guy who lives in New York.
Yes.
Same with every other actor we know.
To be honest with you, Mr. Popper's Penguins
is kind of
that film.
Yeah.
And I really like Mr. Popper's Penguins. If you put Mr. Popper's Penguins on right now, I'd sit down and I'd watch the whole
They should
thing.
do Mr. Popper too, but there's no penguins.
Yeah, they should. Mr. Popper's his apartment.
Yeah.
He's in his apartment. Angela Lansbury shows up. Clark Gregg is a bad zoo boy. Oh, Mr. Popper's Penguins is great.
What's the Steve Coogan film? Is there penguins in that one as well?
Penguin Lessons. Yeah, but unfortunately the man he plays in that film was recently exposed as a pedophile.
Timothy Busfield.
Busfield Lessons.
Busfield Lessons.
All right. Yeah, I did watch a few other Farrelly Brothers films because I wanted to be a completist. Unfortunately, the only ones I'm missing. Yeah, the only one I haven't seen is Kingpin. Very quick run through. Dumb and Dumber, very good. Something About Mary, very good. We've done a podcast about it.
We have.
Me, Myself, and Irene is terrible. Shallow Hal, not for me. Not a fan. Have you seen it?
Bits and pieces. I feel like that was a good Sky One film back in the day.
I guess you're right. I don't think it's like even offensive. I just think it's just kind of stupid. And you can tell that it's not great because I don't think that Jack Black would have been the first choice there. I think that Ben Stiller probably turned that down. And Jim Carrey. Then you got Stuck on You, which you will love when you eventually see it.
This is Greg Kinnear and...
the conjoined twins,
Yeah.
Greg Kinnear and Matt Damon and Meryl Streep's in it as well.
Oh.
Then Fever Pitch, the second adaptation of the Nick Hornby novel. They bring it to America. They have Jimmy Fallon as a guy who's so obsessed with the Red Sox that it scares away the hose. And his girlfriend is like, I can't be with you. You're too obsessed with baseball. And yes, folks, you can directly project it onto a relationship of a avid cinephile who watches 20 movies a week.
Yeah.
The producer of that film is coming to do an event with us in work next month, and I will talk to her about the Farrelly Brothers, I'm sure. The Heartbreak Kid, terrible Ben Stiller remake of the classic Charles Grodin movie. Then you've got Hall Pass, which is like trying to do something, and I wasn't totally out on it. It has a very fun scene where they start joking about Snow Patrol, mixing up Snow Patrol,
which is fucking insane.
The movie Snow Dogs is insane. Just Say Yes is playing on the radio, and Owen Wilson's like, "Wow, Snow Patrol." It's not awful, but like it's a film about like two guys who have gotten so bad at subtly checking out women from behind that their wives have like picked up on all their tricks. And are, like, second guessing them.
Is that what that's about?
That's like the initial premise, and the guys are like, we're just so frustrated, and it's like almost clever, but it ultimately is pretty misogynistic.
Do you want to tell the Dublin joke?
I'm not going to say. I don't want my voice on recording saying that joke.
Grand. We'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. The Three Stooges remake is very good.
Oh, they actually made that?
Yeah, it's very funny. Very funny.
Yeah.
It's the one where Larry
Sofia
David
Vergara
plays,
and...
Yeah, Larry David plays a nun. Really, really good. Highly recommend. It's good fun. And then Double Number 2, and then...
just another point on Double Number 2, it was a point I meant to make on the Devil Wears Prada episode.
Yeah.
In that, how that functions as kind of its own plot and its own development. Double Number 2 is just like greatest hits relived. Like, it's just the same.
100%.
It's really the same guy.
Yeah, hitting all those moments again.
Like, every single one of them. It's the retching. It's the, I think it's fireworks in the first one. It's,
so many of these comedy legacy sequels. This is Anchorman 2 does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So you have to respect the ones that don't do it.
Absolutely.
Grown Ups 2 doesn't do it.
No.
Happy Gilmore 2 actually doesn't do it. A little bit.
That's silly in its own way, but like,
But it kind of has a different structure. And Devil Wears Prada 2 100% does not do it. So, yeah. Peter Farrelly's... Do you want to know what Peter Farrelly's next film after Double Number 2 is?
Is it GB?
It is Best Picture winning film, Green Book.
Out of nowhere.
Incredible.
Out of the long grass.
Just insane. Absolutely insane to follow up Double Number 2 with winning Best Picture at the Oscars.
About two guys driving across the country.
Yeah, it's another road trip, just like SpongeBob. Crazy. His follow-up to Green Book is a film called The Greatest Beer Run Ever, which is about Zac Efron and Russell Crowe bringing beer to Vietnam to their buds. Not good. Then he does Ricky Snicky. Bobby does Dear Santa with Jack Black.
Now, do these two boys have the same arrangement as the Coens, where
they
under the rules they have
did.
to?
Well, when Dumb and Dumber was made, they did. Yes.
Yeah.
Peter is the director and Bobby's the producer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then they were both credited, I think, for a while, and then they split up. So now they're kind of split up for good.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Bobby did Dear Santa, where a dyslexic kid writes a letter to Satan instead of Santa, and Jack Black shows up and is like, "I'm Santa, only joking. I'm actually Satan."
Is this fall under the John Mulaney description of Satan movies?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, swearing. Then Peter has a movie that came out last week called Balls Up.
Oh God!
Mark Wahlberg and Paul Walter Hauser go to the World Cup with condoms that can fit the balls.
Yeah,
that is the premise of the film. And Peter Farrelly has another film coming out this year, which is a Sylvester Stallone biopic about the making of Rocky called I Play Rocky. And the supporting cast in this thing's pretty good. I mean, it's got Matt Dillon, PJ Byrne, Tracy Letts, Jay Duplass are all in it. I'm pretty excited to see that.
Yeah.
Tracy Letts brought it up on Blank Check and made it sound pretty good.
Oh, I didn't know Sylvester Stallone did the voice of Rocky in Project Hail Mary.
Very clever, very clever. And of course, let's not forget Peter Farrelly directed the first episode of the beloved AMC show Lucky Hank, starring Bob Odenkirk from 2023.
Oh, Lucky Hank, of course.
Yeah, so there you go, Farrelly Brothers. Anything else to say about Dumb and Dumber franchise? They probably won't do another one, given that Jim Carrey doesn't work anymore. But if they did,
they didn't have enough ideas for the second one.
Yeah, so why do it?
So why do a third? Unless they bring back Dumb and Dumber 1.5.
Yeah, they could do Dumb and Dumberer, When Harry Met Lloyd again.
Yeah,
and
it's the exact same film as Dumb and Dumber, just the original Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
there was an animated show.
Oh yeah.
Wow. In 1996 on Cartoon Network. And do you want to know who did the voice of Harry? None other than the voice of Patrick Star, Bill Fagerbakke.
No way.
There you go.
Of course.
And that is 3 years before SpongeBob. I think SpongeBob may have a lawsuit in the mail.
There are no original
from the Farrelly Brothers.
ideas.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy. All right. Letterboxd top 4 game.
Letterboxd.
I'm going to let you choose now. Whose top 4 would you like to guess? These 3 guys have all put Dumb and Dumber in their top 4, and I think these are 3 really fun guys to pick. So your 3 choices are, would you like to guess Paul Dano? Would you like to guess Brandon Sklenar, the husband from The Housemaid? Or would you like to guess Lucas Shaw from the Town podcast? Why did he do a Letterboxd top 4?
Give me Paul Dano.
All right.
Did you want me to do Lucas Shaw?
No, I think Paul Dano's the most listener-friendly.
Yeah.
Paul Dano.
So this is a bit of a rogue choice. I respect this a lot.
Do you want to know who was sitting beside Paul Dano when he did his top 4?
Daniel Day-Lewis. No, that's
Adam Sandler. Spaceman Junket.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And that I'm actually like...
Has Sandler done his 4, so?
He's doing his 4 in the same video.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you Sandler's 4 while we're here. Sandler, Caddyshack, It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, Mel Brooks' silent movie, Altman's The Last Detail. Is that all? Wait, is Last Detail Altman or is it someone else? I can't remember. And then he's got Marathon Man as like a secret number 5.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That Marathon Man, Hoffman and Marathon Man is a real like Sandler.
Yeah.
Sandler, Uncut Gems prototype. Okay. Paul Dano has Dumb and Dumber as his number 1 choice. Now, do you think the fact that Adam Sandler sitting beside him is like influencing his choices here?
No, I think Paul Dano has a pretty wide range of interests and
really like
abilities that I think
I'd love
having Dumb and Dumber there as an influence to a guy like him makes sense.
Yeah, I'd love to hang out with Paul Dano. He seems really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so his number 2 choice, there is a clue that has already been shared for this one, but anyway, as one of my favorite films, and
Purple Rose of Cairo.
No, it's the company he's in is influencing this choice. So
it's a comedy film.
Well, it's kind of a comedy. It's a bit of a comedy film, yeah.
Oh, is it Eternal Sunshine?
No, it's from a
Truman Show?
Same era.
Truman Show?
No, Jim Carrey's not in this.
Oh, so it's an 04.
Present company. No, it's from 02.
Punch Drunk Love.
Punch Drunk Love.
Punch Drunk Love.
Number 3, I'm going to have to just give you because you're not going to be able to guess it. It is the film Brighter Summer Day.
Yeah, fine.
Which is, of course, the 1991 Taiwanese Edward Yang classic, which I haven't seen. I need to see it. His number 4 is a classic 70s movie starring great actor. This is a movie I actually haven't seen, but my parents love it. I've been meaning to watch it for ages. Mm-hmm. It's probably one of the oldest films on my watch list in terms of like it's been there for 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a cool 70s movie. I don't know if you're going to get it. It has a number in the title.
Who's in it?
Okay, it's a poster is Jack Nicholson sitting in front of a big like electricity pylon.
Oh, that sounds class.
It's like a yellow and orange poster. It's a really cool poster.
I don't know.
5 easy pieces.
Okay. Is it an electricity movie? I'd watch an electricity
movie. I don't know. I think, yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's Paul Dano's top 4. All right. Do you have the box office?
I do indeed.
Weekends.
Have it ready this time.
Wait, will we do 1 or 2? We do both.
Yeah, fine.
Let's do both. Let's do the top 5 for both weekends.
We'll do the top 5.
I think the Dumb and Dumber 2 weekend will be fun to guess.
What was it, 2011 or 15? Or
14.
14.
So first you're doing December 16th, 1994.
Yeah, I got that there.
Yeah.
This opened number 1.
Great.
Obviously. Well, not obviously, but... number 2. Big comedy actor of the day. This is a Christmas film.
Is it Home Alone?
Like the season, not the...
It's not Home Alone?
No.
Jingle All the Way.
No.
A comedy actor Christmas film.
Yeah, like kind of default
The
movie
Santa
here.
Claus.
Yeah.
That is a default movie.
That is default
It's
movie.
good. Yep.
Next up, we got some sexy people in here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it.
It's a Barry Levinson film.
Maybe I'll even watch it.
And the tagline is, sex is power.
A Barry Levinson film with the subject line, with the tagline, sex is power.
Yeah.
Is sex in the title?
Nope. This is a one-word title.
Right. Name some of the sexy people, please.
Donald Sutherland.
Dirty Pretty Things?
Nope. Single word.
Donald Sutherland was on a TV show called Dirty Sexy Money 10 years after this.
He's third billed in this.
Okay.
Do we know Dylan Baker?
I love Dylan Baker. Yeah.
Very sexy.
He's not usually a lead in things.
No, he's fourth.
Great
billed.
actor, yeah.
Okay, it's a big pair. This could probably be a boy party.
Yeah.
Cool. This is Mr. Sex himself, Michael Douglas.
Right.
And Demi Moore.
Okay. So this is
bears
called...
a strange resemblance to the upcoming Spielberg film.
Yeah, this film's called Disclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the synopsis last week.
A computer specialist is sued for sexual harassment by a former lover turned boss who initiated the act forcefully, which threatens both his career and his personal life.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of like a male panic movie about women can harass you too.
Well, I mean, that's in the news this week with the JP Morgan CEO story. You in tune with that?
No, I haven't heard of it at all.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's Barry Levinson sowing the seeds for his idiot son to go on to make Euphoria years later.
Oh, there you go. All right. Number 4 is a film I haven't heard of, so I'll have to look it up.
Fair play to you.
Thank you. I put in a lot of effort for this this podcast. This is a Taking Crime to New Heights.
So it's set in a high place.
The cover image is a lot of parachutes. I don't think you're going to know this.
No, I don't think I'm going to get this.
Wesley Snipes, Gary Busey.
No idea.
Drop Zone.
Okay. Grand.
Guy jumps out of airplanes and shit.
Let's go to 2014.
Speechless is number 5.
Michael Keaton and Gina Davis, political speechwriters. A film I decided a couple of years ago I was just never going to bother with.
Yeah.
Dumb number 2, November 2014.
Do you want to do it for me in reverse?
Yeah.
Would I get 2014?
Let's do it. I think you'll be able to get it. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a good shout. You know what? I think for some of these 2010s years, we should flip it.
For two dumb guys, we have some ideas.
We should flip it. Because you will get some of these. Okay. So, as I mentioned, this comes out around the time that Newsroom Season 3 was on TV. This does open number 1 at 36 million, which would honestly be considered fantastic today for a comedy.
That's 33% of the way there for Jeff Daniels having 3 opening films in the same year.
Yeah.
Or 3 number 1.
No. Steve Jobs wouldn't have opened number 1. Steve Jobs was a flop.
So was this the same year as The Martian and Steve Jobs?
No, they were the year after.
All right,
and also
anyway.
Steve Jobs would not have opened number one.
No.
So, but he would have had...
I was making a terrible joke
You're
that
making
you
a
would just
joke,
need
yeah.
one film to open.
I thought you
and then
were.
you're a
I
third-
thought you were
you're a
building
third of the way there.
a solid case that he actually had.
I'm like he has 1/4 of an EGOT. Like maybe two.
I'd say he has a Tony.
Does he have a Tony?
He could. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Number 2 is. I feel like we did this recently on a box office game.
Right.
Number 2, yeah, we did.
We covered
this is
2015
like
pretty
a
frequently.
This is 2014.
14. Sorry.
This is a shitty animated film that I don't like.
Is it Animals?
With a giant inflatable guy in it.
Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6. Do you recall us doing that recently in a guessing game? I feel like
Maybe.
we did. The guy who voices Baymax in Big Hero 6 is randomly Scott Adsit, the bald guy from 30 Rock.
Sure.
Who I really like, but
Okay.
he's not a famous person. Number 3 is a film that I recently learned is the number 1 most logged film on Letterboxd. Period.
For 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, we discussed this.
This is
didn't we?
like proper default movie shit. Like,
Is this like rom-com
no.
superhero?
Nope.
No.
Science fiction drama. Interstellar.
Okay.
Number 4
Yeah.
is a movie I have seen, but you won't have heard of. I'll just tell you. It's the Gina Prince Bythewood movie Beyond the Lights.
Sure.
Which is a film where Gugu Batha plays a pop star.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Number 5 is a great film by a great auteur director that we discussed a couple of weeks ago on the show. It's sort of a romantic thriller. Yeah.
Give me the tagline.
The tagline is, I can tell you off the top of my head, you don't know what you've got till it's
Gone. Or just the eyes are in the
the
tagline.
tagline is you don't know what you've got till it's ...
Okay.
The movie's called Gone Girl.
Oh, Gone Girl. Yeah.
That's the tagline I'll never forget.
That's great. Yeah.
Number 6 is a boy party of sorts.
Okay.
Bill Murray, Naomi Watts, and Melissa McCarthy. Any idea what that is?
Ghostbusters?
St. Vincent.
Oh.
Number 7 is probably an Owen Dobie favorite.
Has it got
But
landmarks or infrastructure?
It's got machines.
Fury.
Oh,
it is Fury.
Yeah, well done. Number 8 is about a spooky thing you put on a table and you go,
Ouija.
Spirit! Yeah, correct.
whatever.
Ouija. Number 9 is fucking greatest acting performances of all time. I Abandoned My Child. It's on that list.
Oh.
An actor that men like, shouting and roaring a lot.
Prisoners or something?
Very close.
Is it Gyllenhaal?
Yeah,
Oh. Nightcrawler?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler. And then number 10 is the Best Picture winner from this year.
2014.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What was winning shit?
It's Birdman.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
Also in here, you got John Wick, Rosewater, The Judge. Yep, The Judge. Theory of Everything, Whiplash, Maze Runner, Equalizer, Dracula Untold, Foxcatcher. I think this is a great time.
Take me back. They don't make
2014
movies.
is a
They
great
don't make
time.
movies like that anymore.
And you know, I didn't even see most of these in the cinema.
Yeah.
That's the awful thing. Imagine now, I'd be rushing out to
You
see
didn't
Dumbo
have
number 2.
€12 a week to be spending on
I
the
know,
cinema.
I had no money.
But then again, we did live near a cinema that had no staff.
Exactly. We didn't take advantage of that enough.
No.
Thank you for tuning in to our Dumb and Dumber episode. We hope you don't think we're Dumb and Dumber. We don't think you are either. You can tune in next week, where I believe we're going to have a special guest.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh.
First Shane's hearing of it.
First time hearing about it.
Who
Who have you invited to my house?
You know all about it. It's in a group chat that you're in. So we'll
Oh,
see you
yeah.
next week. Visit boypartypod.com. You can listen to our Devil Wears Prada episode. You can listen to the latest episode of City Sickos, where myself and Hannah Friedel discuss Veronica Guerin and Blue Jasmine. Back next week. See you soon. Bye.